Hey everybody, Off the Mic Sports Network here, another edition of Off the Top Rope. So a story came out with Fightful Select report that Mariah May's contract is already set to come up this summer, and that's a significant bit of news because I'm here to tell you right now, I think Mariah May is going to WWE. I'm just going to call it right here on the podcast. I'm going to call it right here on the channel. I think Mariah May is going to WWE. There's photos on the internet of her posing next to a Triple H, banner for WrestleMania. I think it might have been WrestleMania 30 or something like that. It was a recent WrestleMania within the last 10 or so years. Um, it's known that Mariah May is a big time WWE fan. She's got her start in Stardom. Yes, if she does come into WWE, she might have to tone down a little bit of her act because it's a little bit more geared towards adults. Um, and some people will say, well, wait a minute, her best friend Mina Shirakawa is coming in. Like that, guys, that doesn't have any bearing because let me ask you this, and this is the biggest thing and the biggest indicator to me that I think Mariah might leave. She only signed it seems like she only signed up for a 2-year deal. She showed up in 2023. Here we are in 2025. She's already gotten a women's title run. She beat the standard in this division in Tony Storm and got elevated to a level that she never was at before she got to AEW. She got the platform that she wanted, and they didn't book her very well during her championship run, which isn't really on her because she's not the one booking the shows. That's on the big boss man, Tony Khan. Um, and she just looks around and you see, hey, there's not really a whole hell of a lot for me to do in this division because there's nobody else as over as me. There's nobody else. I could go face Mercedes, but Mercedes is just doing her little Hogan shtick, and just beating and pinning everybody and exercising her creative power. So she just kind of looks at it and saying, what is that going to do me is in going into that situation. So the way I look at this, um, and just knowing that she's really young and that she only had a short-term deal, I think that when she signed that, I think it was, kind of a bet on herself type of thing, saying, hey, WWE doesn't know who I am. I should get a platform. And she got in with the right people, RJ City and a lot of those people backstage with that big time story with Tony Storm. And it became one of the best stories that they've done, one of the best, easily the best women's story that they've ever done. Um, and it became a big time thing. She got put over in her home country, won the women's world title. And this is when she's like in her mid 20s. She's got her whole career ahead of her. So I don't know if she's get I don't think that she's going to want to stick around in AEW considering she's already beaten Tony Storm. She's done that already, which is literally the singular most important thing that you can do in that division right now is beat Tony Storm. Britt Baker is non-existent there anymore. Thunder Rosa is not even at the peak of her career. And by the way, Mariah May beat Thunder Rosa. So you've got that. Mercedes Moné, who cares if she beats her? Mercedes is not over. She just has a bunch of titles. So there's nothing left for her to prove. Why not go to the best women's division in all of professional wrestling? You could even go to NXT. That women's division is loaded. And look at what Stephanie Vaquer has done. She already defended 2 titles on her, and done something that most people do not do, especially women, is defend 2 titles in the same fucking night. And she's looking at that saying, God damn, Stephanie was literally in the same building as me last year at Forbidden Door. Literally had 1 match, lost her title. Now she's a double champion, and she's barely even been there a year. Imagine what they could do with Mariah May if she left AEW. I'm convinced that Mariah May is going to end up in WWE. I don't know if there's going to be maybe a short-term extension, but at some point, and frankly, I wouldn't be shocked if it happened this year, especially with her contract reportedly being up by like summer or maybe, late summer, early September, whatever. I would not be surprised if she shows up in an AEW show relatively soon because just like I said, you look at what's going on with Stephanie Vaquer and you see how incredibly over she has gotten, what she's been able to do in NXT in a short amount of time and being a double champion. Mariah May had the same meteoric rise just really, kind of inconsistent booking within AEW outside of the stuff that she did with Tony Storm. So I think Mariah May is leaving. I don't know how soon it's going to come to fruition, because Tony Khan can be really weird with people who are dead set on their ways of leaving the company. We've already seen it with Ricky Starks, who's now Ricky Saints. We've seen it with Ray Phoenix and Penta. So who's to say when this is going to happen? So anyway, thanks so much for watching. We'll have a lot more coming here on the channel. I'll see you guys soon.